Anybody looking for a boat anchor? Got one right here. You won't go anywhere. I guess an update. I have found out what is wrong with my dirt bike, which has been completely mutilated. Freaking saran wrap keeping the dust from getting on it. This, first and foremost, is where the main problem is. Well, one of the main problems, I should say. And let me get my shit out of the way. We'll go over to this guy in just a minute. But this piece right here, it is for the cam chain guide. It is meant to fit in like so. You know, one of them other ways you got might be able to fix one of these in case you have your YZ dirt bike thing to go one way you might want to be able to fix it. Go ahead and get a piece right here, scratch it all up, give it a little good spit. You know, one of them 718 electrodes, dip that sucker of water, because them H2 water positive electrodes like to run when they're wet. Put it in there and then zip it all up. It'll be all nice and well. You get a little file, you sand it down, be good and new. Just make sure you don't rev too hard on it. That should be fine. I'll just like going ping, 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 ping everywhere. I don't want to do that now yet. That in there, nice and good. And there's this piece right here. It's supposed to come in through here and set right there. And what happened is the cam chain, I don't know if you guys can see, right there, it had been knocking it for a little bit, and it decided it would shove it off and get all loose in there. And also right there, you can see that the chain has been slapping. So I think that my chain tensioner, which is buried under all sorts of shit, here it is. Get everything flying. Oh wait, that's right, yeah. I don't think it's working like it's supposed to. I saw the screw in, but it's yeah, so this I think is the main culprit. That's what I asked the guy, and he told me. The guy, I took the motor to go excuse me, go get it checked out real quick just to see if it was salvageable, and he told me that you're in luck, that these things you can get a new one off of eBay for like $100. I got mine for 70. Yeah. So I have that should be coming in. But so yeah, basically I started it over the other day. Man, my throat's really dry. Cracking. Hitting puberty at the age of 22. And since the chain was loose, it hit this, and it got so bad that this got really bad. And basically what the guy told me is he thinks that since it was really loose, that the timing was off just enough to cause the piston, I think it's the piston skirt, to snap. I don't know if you can see the little tiny teeth right there. And it's supposed to look like that. I mean, you can kind of see that it snapped off, and the pieces are actually right in here. And as it turns out, a couple of these pieces made it from this side of the transfer case, squirmed their way all the way through and over into here. And that's where my drive line, which is, I think this one, nope, this one. This is a thing I'll spin on the outside of my motor. This is the drive line right here. This is what makes the tire go round and all that good fun shit. And it was caught in between these, and the gears, well, they weren't doing that. So that's figured out. Good news. Those are expensive. I don't have to get new ones. Happy about that. But the piston, not really a cheap thing. I could go with the standard, but I decided to fork out the extra money and do something I've always wanted to do. And I will tell you guys about that later when it arrives. So there's a little surprise for you to look forward to. as am I. All my broken shit back in one little area. I'm sure there's more scattered in here. Haven't found it yet. But yeah, so just a heads up, if you're ever trying to take one of these things apart, and like these gears right here, everything is relying on each other. So there's two bolts that go on these, and you spin one and it spins the other. So there's nothing keeping it from knocking around. The only thing you could really do, I guess, is stick a pin through here and let it set right there and keep it from moving, but that's not advised. You'll probably ruin it. So get one of these. I've needed one for about 2 years now, and I finally got one because I was sick of taking it. I made 3 trips to get nuts off as I was going to get the stuff off, like the clutch basket. I had to get a impact gun to get that off, and I didn't own one, so I'm like, well, you know, it. I'm getting one. There it is. They're great. Definitely necessary if you need this. I mean, you just put it on one and done. Yeah, so that's basically what happened. I have no idea how that happened, if that makes any sense. But, and just a heads up, if you have a 2003 Yamaha WR or a YZ, oh, what's that? No idea. If you have a 2003 WR or YZ, they have basically the same transfer case. Crankcase. They have the same. They have the same crankcase, so you can kind of swap parts over from one to the other. I mean, there's not really too much difference. The WR and the WR, that part stands for wide ratio. Basically has to do with these. So, I mean, I believe they fit in. They're just a little bigger than the YZ. Don't quote me. I don't know. Don't own one. But on the WR, I think that these are the main difference between that and the YZ. So if you're getting a new crankcase, gotta remember that. Shit. I just tore it apart. I should know what it's called. If you're getting a new crankcase, then if you have a 2003, a 2002 will not fit. I called Yamaha. I mean, the lady didn't really know what she was talking about. I was like, expect everyone there like, oh yeah, it fits all nice and good. Yeah. But you need to get a 2003, and I think you can use up to a 2006 crankcase if you're trying to rebuild it and want to get a new one. So don't quote me on that. I did get a 2003 YZ because they're out there. You know, one of my things is, you know, if it fits, it fits. Why try something different unless it's going to give you a benefit? And I really don't think one would. So yeah, that's what I've been doing for the past week, is getting this all apart, figuring how it works. And there's a lot of shit to put back together. I may have to get a new tensioner, and I got to replace some O-rings and bearings, which, excuse me, bearings, which I know are going to cost me a nice little shiny penny, like this guy right here. It's going to cost me one of these. So, yeah. And also, if this ever happens, guys, one thing I want to show you is on here, on the right side of the crankcase, there's a little oil strainer filter thing right here. And if you ever wonder if something has broke in there, a good thing to do if you're tearing it apart this far anyways, go ahead and check this, and that'll give you a good idea if it is in fact have shavings, because I found 2 of these little bits in there, and that was like, oh, well, yeah, it's definitely gone. So gotta get a new one of those. Yeah, this way. Let's see. This is my setup. The office of men. I don't really work in the garage because there's not enough space, so I'm in a basement. And there's shits everywhere. Got my nice spinners. high quality stuff right there, man. I mean, look at this. Look at this. You're jealous. Yeah. Put that on my bike. Yeah, impact gun. Best thing ever. Bang, bang. Or sorry, Hollywood style. Also, a couple good tools other than this guy, which, my God, get one. Don't wait. It's $41. It's cheap as hell, and it's a great blunt object. Couple tools you'll need. This thing, oh my God, you know those stupid little, these things, like, I don't know what they're called. I did, but like, you ever try with pliers, or me, I tried using nails. It like spreads them. I had these things shoot off. Oh God, get them. They're cheap. They're great. You won't want to strangle a watermelon by the time you're done getting your stuff off. Let's see what. Oh yeah. I use this for those stupid washer lockers. These things. Oop. Right there. This guy. What happens is the bolt gets here, and this thing, it's going to be peeled over to keep this from getting loose. So you got like no torque on there. Well, I mean, you should, but it'll come up, and you just take this, get it in there, get the redneck's favorite tool, and just beat it, and it's flat, and you can spin it off. So that's where I'm at. I basically now just got to wait for parts, keep oiling this stuff, keep it from rusting. Got to make sure I don't get oxidization on this aluminum, because, you know, I wouldn't want to have to oxy-fuel cut this sucker in half. That would suck. For those of you who got that, I thank you. You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round, round, round.